It was humor writer Irma Bombeck that said, "Never lend your car to anyone whom you have not given birth." In this lesson, we're going to identify different types of auto insurance coverage. We're going to compute insurance costs, and we're going to compute payments on insurance claims. All to answer the question, why is having auto insurance so important? Before we get into it, let's make sure we're ready by taking a look at warm-up number 2. Write the linear equation for each of the following. So we're going to write an equation for a slope with negative 2/3 and a y-intercept of 8. I'm going to go to the y is mx plus b form. So I'm going to get y is negative 2/3x minus 8. Now we're going to be looking at a slope of 0 and a y-intercept of negative 8, which means simply y is negative 8, because 0 times any value of x would make that go away. We're going to take a look at a line that has no slope and a y-intercept of negative 8. And just as a note, that's a typo. It should say x-intercept of negative 8. What we're actually going to wind up with is a line that's going straight up and down, no slope, undefined. So the equation would be x equals negative 8. Now, let's take a look at a problem that you will be able to do by the end of this lesson. Rodrigo has a policy with a 5150 bodily injury, $50,000 property damage, and a $50,000 PIP. He causes an accident in which he hurts 7 people in a minivan and 4 people in his own car, including himself. The total medical bills for all involved equals $53,233. How much does the insurance company pay? Rodrigo is covered by his PIP, which is limited to $50,000 per person per accident. PIP takes care of medical payments without regard to who is at fault. The company pays the entire $53,233 as long as no individual person requests more than $50,000. Notice that bodily injury limits were not relevant in this scenario because there was no lawsuit, just medical claims under PIP. Everyone, even responsible drivers, runs the risk of injuring themselves, hurting other people, and damaging property. By law, drivers are liable or responsible to pay for the damages they cause with their automobiles. You could also be sued for being negligent or at fault if you cause the accident. Drivers purchase automobile insurance because most drivers cannot afford the cost that could result from an auto accident. In many states, it is also the law. You are unable to register your car without proof of auto insurance. An automobile insurance policy is a contract between a driver and an insurance company. A driver agrees to pay a fee called a premium, and the company agrees to cover certain accident-related costs when a driver makes a claim or a request for money. Liability is the most important coverage. Liability insurance protects you if your driving causes injury to others or to other people's property. Today's costs for medical care and auto body repair are high. As a driver, you are responsible for the damage you cause, so having liability insurance is important. States set up minimum amounts of coverage required for liability insurance. You can always opt to purchase more than the minimum state requirement. Insurance regulations vary by state. Liability insurance is required unless you can prove financial responsibility otherwise. Several types of coverages are available. Now, let's identify different types of insurance. Bodily injury liability covers bodily injury. If you are at fault in an automobile accident, you're responsible for paying the medical expenses of anyone injured in the accident. You can purchase as much bodily injury liability as you want. Property damage liability pays for damages you cause to other people's property. You are also financially responsible if you damage a telephone pole, fire hydrant, another car, or any other person's property. You can purchase as much personal damage liability insurance as you want. Uninsured or underinsured motorist protection, UMP, pays for injuries to you and your passengers caused by drivers who has no insurance or does not have enough liability insurance to cover the medical losses. Personal injury protection, or PIP, mandatory in some states, pays for any physical injury you or your passengers sustain while in, on, around, or under the vehicle, even if you are not involved in a traffic accident. It compensates you regardless of who is at fault, so it is sometimes called no-fault insurance. Your PIP insurance will cover you and people injured in, on, around, or under your car for medical treatment and possible loss of wages due to injury. Comprehensive insurance covers the repair or replacement of parts of your car damaged by vandalism, fire, flood, wind, earthquakes, falling objects, riots, hail, damage from trees, and other disasters. It also covers your car if it is stolen. If your car is older, comprehensive coverage may not be cost effective. Collision insurance pays for the repair or replacement of your car if it's damaged in a collision with another vehicle or object, or if it overturns no matter who is at fault. If you took out a loan to purchase your car, the lender will probably require you to have collision coverage. If your car is older, collision coverage may not be a worthwhile expense. Car rental insurance pays you for part of the cost of a rented car if your car is disabled because of a collision or comprehensive coverage repair. Emergency road service insurance pays for towing or road service when your car is disabled. Only the road service fee is covered. Gas, oil, parts, and labor are not. Auto insurance companies are in the business to make a profit. The company loses money if a high percentage of insured drivers make claims. It is your responsibility, and a very important one, to understand how your auto insurance policy protects you and other people on America's roads. Once you learn more about auto insurance, you'll understand just how you can save money and comparison shop for different insurance policies. Now, let's compute insurance costs. Kwan's annual premium is $1,284. If he pays quarterly, there is a $1 per payment surcharge or extra fee. What is the quarterly payment? The first thing we're going to do is take that $1,284 and divide it by 4 to find the quarterly payment of $321. We will then add the $1 fee to get $322. Let's check your understanding. Leon's annual premium is X dollars. If he pays his premium semi-annually, there is a Y dollar surcharge on each semi-annual payment. Express the amount of his semi-annual payments algebraically. We're going to take the premium amount X and divide it by 2. With that, we want to add the surcharge of Y to get X over 2 plus Y. Stan has $25,000 worth of property damage liability insurance. He caused an accident that damaged a $2,000 fire hydrant and did $5,600 worth of damage to another car. How much damage must Stan pay? First, we need to find out how much damage was caused, and there was $2,000 and there was the $5,600, giving us $7,600. Notice that $7,600 is less than $25,000, so the company will pay for all of the damages and Stan will pay nothing. Notice that this $25,000 property damage coverage limit is a per accident. Let's check your understanding. Keith ran his car into a telephone pole that had a bicycle leaning against it, which was also damaged. The pole cost X dollars to fix, the bicycle will cost Y dollars to replace, and there was Y dollars damage to the car. Express algebraically the amount he can claim under his property damage liability insurance. It's important that the W dollars damage to the car is understood that that's not a part of what's going on in his property damage. It's simply the X for the pole and the Y for the bicycle. Collision and comprehensive insurance are sold on a deductible basis. When you purchase an automobile insurance policy, you must choose a deductible amount that will be part of your policy. The deductible is the amount that the policyholder must pay before the insurance policy pays any amount. The higher the deductible, the lower the premium the policyholder will pay. Once an owner has paid the deductible amount, the insurance company pays the rest of the costs to get the repairs done. Collision and comprehensive insurance are sold on a deductible basis. Collision insurance only covers damage to the policyholder's car, not property damage or other driver's car. If a driver has a $500 deductible and the repairs of his car are $2,200, the driver pays the first $500 and the insurance company pays the balance of $1,700. Now let's compute payments on insurance claims. Peter has collision insurance with a $1,000 deductible. Peter backed his car into a lamppost and caused $4,300 worth of damage to the car. How much will his insurance company have to pay? With $4,300 worth of damage, he pays $1,000 as his deductible, leaving $3,300 that the insurance company is going to pay. Let's check your understanding. Manuel has an X dollar deductible on his comprehensive insurance. His car is stolen and never recovered. The value of the car is assessed by the insurance company at Y dollars, where Y is greater than X. How much will the insurance company pay him for his stolen car? Well, if the car is valued at Y and we subtract the deductible that he will pay, this is going to give us how much he'll get from the insurance company. Bodily injury insurance coverage is expressed by two numbers divided by slashes. The first number is the maximum amount per accident the insurance company will pay in thousands to any one person who is hurt and sues you due to driving negligence. The second number represents the maximum amount per accident your insurance company will pay in thousands in total to all people who make a claim or sue as a result of the accident. Sometimes bodily injury and property damage are combined into three-number system with two slashes. The number 100/300/25 represents $100,000 per person, $300,000 per incident of bodily injury, and $25,000 of property damage insurance. Bob was in an auto accident caused by his negligence. He has a 100/300 bodily injury insurance. The three people injured in the accident sued. One person was awarded $140,000 and each of the other two was awarded $75,000. How much does the insurance company pay? Bob has 100/300 bodily injury, so the company only pays $100,000 to the person that was awarded $140,000. The other two injured persons were awarded a total of $150,000. Each was under $100,000. The most Bob's company would pay out for bodily injury is $300,000. So if we take the $100,000 that'll be paid out to the one that won $140,000, if we take the $75,000 that was awarded to each of the other two and add all of those up, we get $250,000. Since $250,000 is less than $300,000, the insurance company pays $250,000. The remaining $40,000 owed to one of the injured is Bob's responsibility. Let's check your understanding of this. Joan has a 5100 bodily injury insurance. She hits a school bus and 28 children require medical attention. Each child is awarded $10,000 as a result of the lawsuit. How much will the insurance company pay in total? Each child was awarded $10,000, and there were 28 of them, which means there is $280,000 worth of payout that's going to come. Now, the insurance company will only pay $100,000 because that is what the policy is. The remaining $180,000, that's Joan's responsibility to pay. Rodrigo has a policy with a 5150 bodily injury, $50,000 property damage, and a $50,000 PIP. He causes an accident in which he hurts 7 people in a minivan and 4 people in his own car, including himself. The total medical bills for all involved equals $53,233. How much does the insurance company pay? Rodrigo is covered by his PIP, which is limited to $50,000 per person per accident. PIP takes care of medical payments without regard to who is at fault. The company pays the entire $53,233 as long as no individual person requests more than $50,000. Notice that bodily injury limits were not relevant in this scenario because there was no lawsuit, just medical claims under PIP. Now, let's check your understanding of that. Pat has a $5,100 bodily injury liability insurance and a $100,000 PIP insurance. She hurts 28 children in a school bus and is not sued. However, if each child needs $10,000 for medical care, how much will the insurance company pay in total for these medical claims? Well, there are $10,000 per claim and 28 claims that are there. That means that is $280,000. So the insurance company is going to pay all $280,000. That's because there's a $100,000 PIP coverage, and this is limited per person, not per accident.